Yeah, Cody, I use either two things. I use my Marine Corps, my Marine Corps MOS, my military occupational specialty, and I also use chess as an analogy. So, Cody, when I tell people in the that I was in the Marine Corps, my military occupational specialty was intelligence, 0231. They go, wow. So, Dean, you're looking at satellites and where these nukes are. I go, no. In the Marine Corps, the intelligence is tactical, like what's behind that tree. It's not like, strategic kind of intelligence. It's more like actionable intelligence, like what can this Soviet tank do? What plane did you encounter when I'm debriefing a pilot? Tactical. The other way I think of that is when I play chess with my brother or anybody I like to play chess. And my brother is aggressive. Tactically, Cody, he's brilliant. Strategically, he's flawed. What I mean by that, Cody, is if I can get past the opening and the middle game, I'm going to win. That's now 50-50, right? Because he's throwing pieces out there. He's attacking. Now, in terms of money management, the test is, I would say, Brian, I'll defer to Brian after this, prejudicial that they like strategic asset management because of a lower cost structure and more tax efficiency. Whereas tactical is active management. I saw a great interview, Cody, and maybe you can bring it up, where David Rubenstein was interviewing the CEO of the American Funds Capital Group. And they were talking about active management because Capital Group is actively managed. I thought he made one of the best defenses of active management I have seen in a long, long time. And David Rubenstein kept coming back at him saying, okay, well, what about this? And what about that? And he said, well, it's the other people that have given active management a problem. He said, our strategies, 85% of our strategies do outperform our benchmark after fees. I thought, okay, haven't heard that presentation in a long, long time. He said, but it's a challenge to get the news out because, the passive management is, more doing that. So tactical, I would think higher cost structure, more aggressive, less tax efficiency. Brian, what would you add to that for test purposes?
And I'll add exactly right on the heels of what you just said. Tactical is more costly and less tax efficient because, very, very quickly, if you have your typical 70-30 portfolio, now these asset classes in a strategic portfolio do not change. Large cap domestic, international, small cap, real estate, emerging market, and then debt and cash. These asset classes do not change. We buy and sell to maintain the 70-30, right? That's the rebalancing. In tactical, we might take out real estate because current market conditions do not favor real estate. We'll throw that out and add something that's better currently, like commodities. And there's your efficiency because now we're creating capital gains and losses, more cost in buying and selling securities. So that's why you always see in the textbooks the tactical are based on current market conditions. Strategic is not.
Do you think, Brian, I thought this guy did a great job too. He actually said that the client wants passive management, they'll add it, but they're not the ones who are going to do it. Which I thought was kind of interesting. He's saying, we don't believe in it, we're not going to do it. Do you think rebalancing, I think it's more of a test prep vendor. So my question is, do you think it's test prep vendor or actual test where we ask people to understand that rebalancing a strategic asset allocation is not tactical? I have people struggling with that as a practice test question. My question to you is, do you think that's an actual question on the exam?
No, I do not. I think strategic equals passive management, tactical equals current market conditions, especially when we're talking about the Series 65, it does not dive deep.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Cody told us, Brian. Cody, so we do ask you, and I appreciate that you told us with 65 or 66. But Brian, even Brian, I knew from your question, kudos to you that was a 65, 66 question for sure. So, right. So thank you though for telling us.
On top of that, say the textbooks, there's a reason why they're 640 pages because they go so deep into this stuff. Keep it simple. On the test, you don't have to do the deep dive and make a